Hello, everyone. I was going to start by doing that. That's what I should be doing. I don't know what this means yet, but I know this has something to do with our game. Welcome to Conversations with Curtis and part 3 of our Let's Play of Contradiction, Spot the Liar. What an exciting day today. For anybody joining us for the first time, I see a lot of familiar names. So good to see you all. Thank you so much for being here. But today I've been playing this game with Victoria Morsell Hemmingson, my partner in crime, the star of Phantasmagoria, the original, which, by the way, today is the Daniel Albu just informed me that today is the 27th anniversary of the release of Phantasmagoria. So happy anniversary to anybody who was involved in that historic game. But Tori is not available today. She's on vacation. I was on vacation last week. Had a great time. I went to a little cabin near a lake, did some paddleboarding and just hanging out and hiking. We had a great time. So, but it's been a couple weeks since we played this game. And Tori's not available. So on a whim, I reached out to Critical Moment. Thank you so much for your... I'm sorry I don't have the super chats on this. Oh, there it is. Never mind. It's showing up. I'm glad you think it's cool.
Hi, sweetie.
Hello. On a whim, because Rupert had sort of commented on one of our tweets in a fun way, I just reached out to him and said, hey, would you like to step in and for Tori while she's gone? And to my surprise and my delight, he said yes. So he will be coming out in just a little bit. We're going to spend some time talking to him before we play the game, and then we'll get into the game. And unlike, I wouldn't be surprised, like most actors in FMV games, if he has never played it before. Most of us actors aren't gamers, so it'll be fun to see his reaction. Couple things though before we get started. I'm not sure I'm going to get a August video newsletter out, so I'll just quickly tell you some of the stuff that's going on. If you haven't seen already, I released part 1 of my interview with Sam Barlow on YouTube. It's already, the full thing is available for all of our Patreon members, but part 1 is on YouTube right now. And if you haven't seen it, you really should check it out. He's just an unbelievable talent and an incredibly smart and bright guy. And he's about to, so Sam Barlow, he created Her Story, Telling Lies. And then prior to that, he did Shattered Memories, Silent Hill, Shattered Memories, and Isle, and all kinds of things. And he's just, it's a great interview, and you really should check it out if you haven't. I'm surprised we're not getting more views at the moment. Part 2 of that interview will be released next Sunday. And then his new game, Immortality, which just looks mind-bogglingly amazing, gets dropped on the 31st of August. So hoping to fit that game in sometime soon as well. What else? Oh, yesterday, for anybody who's been watching these series, you know that I played Gabriel Knight 2 with Daniel a while back. And during the last game, or the last episode of that series, Daniel revealed to me the person who was originally cast as Curtis Craig. It turned out to be, I don't want to shut down my computer. That would suck. Let's cancel that. It turned out to be the actor who played Georg, the Wagnerian conductor and sort of expert. His name is Brad Greenquist, and I reached out to him, and he agreed to have an interview. And he and I chatted yesterday, had a great talk, and he's a really cool guy. And he told the story of why he turned down Curtis Craig. I'm going to post that interview uncut, unedited, as soon as this stream is over on our Patreon page. So anybody who's on Patreon can watch that. It's really, really fun, and you guys have to check that out. We will post it on YouTube in the next coming weeks, but But yeah, you definitely want to hear the story of why Brad Greenquist did not take on the role of Curtis Craig. And my son and I watched his big movie. He was in Pet Sematary. He was Victor Pascoe, the kid who got hit by a car and was sort of the ghost following the guy around. And that was fun watching that. So anyways, that's that. This Friday, Daniel Albu is coming back, and he and I are going to play The Secret of Monkey Island, and we'll do a live stream series of that, a game that he has probably played 7,000 or 8,000 times, and I don't even have a clue of what it is. So if you want to see Daniel get frustrated with me not knowing how to play a game, join us on Friday. And thank you, Dax, for subscribing. That's awesome. So today's such a great day to have someone like Rupert join us. If you guys like what I'm doing here, I think that this could be a beginning of something where we start to reach out to more and more FMV actors who've been in games and have them play the games that they were in with us. Do me a favor and either, give us a super chat goal. I've got a couple goals up here. Try to help us support this project. As I've said before, I just want to give a shout out to our Patreon members. If it wasn't for them, there's just no way we could be doing this. And for whatever reason, we're losing more members than we're gaining right now. I don't know why, because we've come up with some incredibly fun things in terms of being a Patreon member right now. But if it wasn't for these guys right here, I couldn't be doing this. So I want to thank them for their support. And if you're in a position to be a part of the Patreon family, it would mean a lot. All right, that's all I got. I think it's time to bring out our guest. I need to do a little bit of moving things around here. I'm going to move this here, and then let's do it. So please, everyone, if you join me in welcoming my guest for today, Inspector Jenks himself, Rupert Booth. There he is.
Oh.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, yeah. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. This is it's just you're in the UK. Whereabout are you in London?
I am. I'm in London. I'm enjoying a balmy London night in both senses of the word.
Night or balmy?
Well, evening, I suppose. Actually. It's dusk.
Well, hey, Rupert, thank you so much for being game.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking me.
Yeah.
I've got to call you on one thing. You did start by saying you were doing that. If you're doing that, it's actually this.
Well, my fingers, my fingers are all screwed up. Have to.
It's the word. It's got to be this rather than that.
Yeah, I've got screwed up.
Took me a while. You see, I was a bored kid. I was a bored kid who liked Star Trek, so I was learning to do that.
Right. I got that. I got that.
Yeah.
But I still don't know what that means. So you can't let me. You can't.
This. Well, yes. Yeah. I could tell you what this means,
well,
but I'll not.
We might find out today. That's the good thing. So.
We might not.
Oh, we might not.
Depends how good your game playing skills are, because I'm not going to be able to advance it at all. I'll just stay up front. I won't have a clue.
Well, let me ask you: have you? What's your gaming experience as a gamer?
My gaming experience kind of ended in 1982 with things like Pac-Man and occasionally Horace Goes Skiing, and I tried again with the text-based adventure of The Hobbit for the ZX Spectrum. And it just wasn't for me.
Wasn't for you.
Thorin kept sitting down and singing about gold, and you couldn't even kill him without trying to kill you back. And it all happened really slowly. And I realized actually I wanted control over a narrative in a way that you only get by making it.
Yeah.
Rather than and if I'm not doing that, ultimately I realize I'm kind of lazy about my entertainment. I don't want to have to work for it.
You just want to sit back, have your pipe.
Yeah. The last thing I want to do is relax with something that's demanding thought of me. It's no, you do it. That's not your fault.
No, we should not be thinking while we're watching artistic things by any means.
No, I don't want to be thinking. It's overrated. It keeps the brain up. Your hair falls out.
Now, so then that begs the question: have you ever played your game before?
Well, once I did play it when it came out. When it came out for PC, obviously I got my free copy.
That was your pay? Was that your salary for the
Oh,
game?
indeed, yeah. So I said, right, I'm going to play the first game I've played since the 1980s. And I sat down and couldn't get the first thing. I just had no idea. I got through the opening bit and was going, oh, blimey, look at the state of him, and all that, as you would. And then, yeah, I had no idea what to do. And so Anna Rosa and I tried playing it together, and we couldn't work it out between us. We couldn't get as far.
Is this your partner? Is that your partner?
No. Anna Rosa. Anna Rosa is the actress, one of the actresses in it.
Oh,
you'll have met her by now.
Yeah, which one?
She's the first one.
Rebecca. Oh, great.
A long time ago. Rebecca. Yeah, she's Rebecca. She was on visiting because we were both in the same kind of, what's going on? I don't know. What do we say to these people being lovely to us? Thank you, I suppose. But they're asking us questions. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you went in and so let's go back a little bit. I want to just see, but we'll dive in and play in a bit. And I imagine, I'm not. At some point, I'm seeing that folks are having fun chatting. At some point, I will let you guys all ask some questions for Rupert.
Yes,
but
yes.
Right now, you and I can just chat a little bit. But tell me about how did this gig come your way? Because I know that what I've read about you is that prior to this, you were primarily a writer. Yeah. So
absolutely.
How does this come about?
I years ago, when you're kind of deciding what's it going to be, am I going to get a real job? No. So it's either acting or writing, I think. And I settled for writing on the grounds that it seems to be an awful lot less outlay. You're not traveling to auditions that you then don't get and are out of pocket. You're sitting at home on your computer.
Yeah.
So went for that. And had vague, moderate success here and there, a couple of books and all that sort of thing. And then, of course, got cast in this and am instantly known as an actor.
How did you get this part? Now, did you have...
that was the wrong choice there, wasn't it? With typical flair, I made entirely the wrong life choice. Excellent. I got this part through John Guyler, who was Ryan Rand in it. We worked together. We'd met a couple of years previously on an audio thing, a Doctor Who raced audio thing. And he sort of suggested me to Tim, and Tim went, I don't know what conversations they had between them, but it was generally yes. And so the next thing I knew was that I got sent the script, which was incomprehensible and gigantic.
They are.
Yeah.
I have the same story, yeah.
Of course, you know this as well. So, every single scene and variation of that scene, every branch was a separate document. And I'm just looking through it. I have no idea. I have not a clue. I'm desperately searching for who is this Jenks guy? What's his motivation? Who is he? Who is he? Who am I playing here? No, nothing. No. Right. Okay, completely out of my depth. Fine, but I've said yes. So that was how it started.
Wow. And did you actually have to audition, or was there no? Wow.
No. It was taken on board without any of that. It was just send the script and
off you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
I think Tim said something like, "Try learning it if you can, or bits of it if you can." And it was just so difficult to get through my head because there was no connection. As an actor, that connection helps you get the words in. It helps me anyway. I know where I am in the scene, therefore I know approximately what I'm saying. But I have no idea.
Well, one of the things you and I chatted a little bit before, as we were sort of doing some Zoom tech. But one of the things that, and I'm not done with the game yet, but I get a sense of where this is, and you're just incredibly charming, super fun. Everything you do just seems to be, there's a lightness and a deftness, which is really great.
It's desperate.
Well, you can't be desperate and charming at the same time. I think that there's.
And that's just fantastic acting.
But
no, I can be. Believe me, I really can be.
But what I'm noticing is that, at least as of now, Jenks is. There's no character behind Jenks. He's literally there to ask questions and for us to.
You're not going to get one either.
So
there is no character behind Jenks.
So all the more reason why you've made such an incredible impression on people, because it's, and that's why it must have been so hard to memorize the lines, because
Well,
when
yeah,
you're memorizing lines and it's connected to a story or a need or
yeah.
a
In
personal
motivation,
situation,
and or driving the scene forward, whatever, all
right?
the things.
But
Yeah.
if all you're doing is asking questions without any kind of personal, did you have to
Absolutely.
create things for yourself, or were you just zipping through it and making the most of it?
I was zipping through it and making the most of it. I mean, there was an awful lot to get shot every single. It was very much production line. Who is it I'm sitting opposite today and holding up the mask and doing my fingers at and asking the same questions at,
Right.
and eventually going, but you said, at some point I knew there'd be the Columbo moment.
Right.
No, you didn't.
Well, it's funny.
You're
One
lying.
of our in the chats, Jackson just said no character. There's a brilliant amount of character acting in there. I think what we're talking about is not so much, what you're putting into it is what everybody's responding to. What you and I are talking about is that on the page,
What's on the page? Yeah.
there is no
Yeah.
backstory. You don't know
No.
who he is. You don't know what's going on in his personal life. You don't get a sense of what
No.
he needs outside of his job. That's what we're talking about, right?
There was nothing at all of that. I mean, that's why I suppose the direction I got was basically pretend that you're in the Avengers or some TV show from the 60s, like the original Star Trek, where the acting's that bit up from what it would be, even more, that bit more theatrical. So that's why it's played like that.
Well, I gotta say, I'm a
All
little.
the sentences said like this.
I gotta.
No one talks like that, but Jenks does. And so that was all I had to go on. Really, just kind of, all right, well, he's bonkers then. He's mad. I kind of thought maybe he puts this act on to throw people off. Because if you're talking to someone normally and then you suddenly start talking to them like this, they're going to be going, what?
Yeah. No, you're
What are
very,
you?
you're very disarming. You really make people feel like there's, they can tell you anything. Um, so I was going to say that there. I'm not going to lie. There is a fair amount of bitterness on my part. So I played a role years ago in an FMV game.
Mm-hmm.
I had a character. I had a
Yeah.
backstory.
Yeah.
And then I never acted another game again. You play this part, and now I'm looking at your IMDb, and you're like in every FMV game that's gone on ever since. So what is going on here?
I mean, two other ones that have come out so far. I don't know. I have no idea why Jenks has been the success he was. I think it's just because Contradiction is very, very good.
Yeah. And
I
people
think I
love
was the right fit for
Shapeshifting
it.
Detective too. I've heard great things about that.
You see, I couldn't. I got sent a disc of that. I can't play that. I don't know. I can't play games. I haven't got a clue.
I'll probably bring you back for that one too.
You do so. Do so. I can sit and completely, just tell you my incompetent. Oh, that's how that fits together. That's what I was talking about. Is it right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Well, great. And then tell me a little bit about. I had seen, again. I was doing a little bit of research on you, and I'd seen you talking, or I think I'd read an interview that you did, and you talked about like there was a potential project that you were working on. This is a while back, but it looks like you actually created your own FMV game. Is this correct?
Well, yes, we did. There are several projects. There was a big project, which at the beginning of 2020 we were on the point of getting funded and making. Then 2020 went a bit caca,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And one thing that became very clear was that we were not going to be getting lots of actors and crew all together in one place for a long time. So that project fell to pieces, completely fell to pieces. And out of its ashes, Craig Griffith, the director, said, "Look, do you think we could make an FMV in lockdown on our phones?"
Wow.
And I should have said, "Don't be stupid," but I didn't. It was late at night. Might have had a bit to drink. And so we started kind of working on this story about his pitch, which I thought was really quite good. Was all right. What do Mulder and Scully do if they're in lockdown and they can't go out and find the aliens? They can't go out there and do the agent stuff. What do they do? And I said, I think I probably said, well, they go online, don't they? They do it with a network of people, and one of them's the player, and we started evolving it. So I'm Secret Agent Mark Scott, me, and I've got a mission, and it's all filmed. And you see, the thing is
it out? Is it available?
No,
not yet. Okay,
not yet, because it was a lockdown project, and so we had Craig asked various actor friends. I asked a couple of mine, and of course they were all suddenly not working or doing anything either. they were all sat in the house going, twiddling their thumbs and going, okay, right. So we got, basically we all worked for nothing, including the chap who's coding it and is coding it in his spare time and is still coding it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the tough stuff.
There is progress of late. I had an email this morning about it. We'll be having a meeting next week.
Right.
So there is progress,
Okay.
but it's because it's been such a spare time project. It'll get there.
I'm not in the business of new stuff. I like to look back. So let's look back on your previous game, and I think this is a good time to get started. I will. I'm sort of like the Wizard of Oz right now. I've got so many things going on. So I will say that
I shall not look at you, for you are the man behind the curtain.
I don't know.
I shall pay you no attention.
So we haven't played for 2 weeks, and so I'll give you a little. And we're about, I don't know. We just unlocked and are talking to Ryan for the first time.
Okay.
We found out that Emma was lying. A lot of liars in this game.
Oh,
Emma was having an affair, and we spotted some contradictions, and so
you got to that. Okay, yeah.
And so Emma was having the affair with Ryan, and there were some other things that was up. I've forgotten half the stuff, so we'll just get it going.
I've stolen anything? I'll have stolen about 5 things by now, I assume.
Have you?
Screwdriver, I'll have that. Thanks, that's mine now.
Yeah. We've got the screwdriver. We got the mask.
He just nicks things, I told you, because he can get away with it.
Yeah, right.
He's Jenks.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get some. Luckily, I've got a very smart group of people watching, and they will help
incredibly
us.
Useful because, like I tell you, they'll help you. I will be of no help.
Okay, well, Tori was that person. I was expecting you to be that, but I guess. All right, so here's the thing. It's gonna take me a couple seconds. I got to boot the game up. So you're gonna disappear for about. You'll hear me and everything, but you're gonna disappear for everybody else for just a little bit while I get the game up. So hang tight. Let me do this. Now I got to
just be on cue there. Oh no,
move everything around.
Layers.
All right, so there's that.
Meaningless.
Okay.
Mind you, isn't life a lot of meaningless flailing?
That's pretty much my morning routine.
Pretty much my career.
Okay, gonna get the game going on this laptop here, and then I'm gonna connect it. Only gonna take a second, and then once I get this connected, I can share with you, and you'll see the game.
Just gonna have a bit of peanuts.
You do that, and I'm gonna turn this. It looks like I have to turn this off, and then.
Drink rather than that.
Okay, so now I need to get back to Steam. This is crazy. But it's going to work. I tried it a bunch of times, and I'm confident. Technology has been a bit of a trying thing for me.
You've gone kind of pixelated and odd at me.
Yeah, it'll get better. It might get worse because once the game is playing and we're on Zoom and this game is not. Okay, there's that. I'm going to connect.
Oh, I'm just checking it's the camera and not you personally. You're feeling all right, yeah? You haven't just gone pixelated in real life.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Excellent. Good.
All right, so there's that. It looks like that's on.
Otherwise, that'd be FMV Armageddon, and
Okay. Oh, we hear some music. Okay, that's good. Let me share with you. Okay. Let's share the screen. And that's that. Okay, so you should see the game, yeah? Okay, I think I can now. Now I can show you guys.
Oh, I'm thinking of Kate Wine already.
Okay, I gotta fix this part.
I haven't seen her for a while. Tori when asked when was the last time I saw Kate Wine.
Okay, I'm almost done here, and then I'm gonna. Okay, that's the game. That's us. Let's hope that my computer doesn't go insane and we can play this thing. So I'm going to start by resuming the current game. All right. right, here we go. So, fine. You see and hearing everything okay?
Yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm just lost in nostalgia. Suddenly I'm back in 2014.
Yeah, tell me about the town that you were in. What was? Where did you guys film this?
Quiet. I mean, the town was exactly as it looks. Basically, that's what it was like.
Where were you?
Largely empty, welcoming. You know, we got let into various places. The pub did fantastic food. We ate there every day. I think.
What was the name of the city or the town?
Great Budworth.
And nice. And
It's not even a town; it's a village.
okay. And then did you spend the whole? How many days did it take to film this?
It was, I think, 9 days in total. 7 days to begin with, one full week. And then I went off to Australia to do some filming over there and came back and we did the Paul Darrow stuff.
Wow.
Which was 2 days, and pick up some things like that. No, it was crammed. It was very much.
Boy, oh boy, was it ever.
I mean, talking about Paul, I always mentioned that, you know, when we were doing it, we had a lot to get with him in over 1 day.
And who was Paul? Who was Paul?
Paul, you haven't met yet. He's Ryan's father.
Okay, we
He's
haven't met him yet.
bad. He was played by Paul Darrow, who was a star of our youths in a series called Blake 7.
Okay.
So we were all fanboys, basically.
Excellent.
And he's great. But we had to get an awful lot in. So basically, I had my script on my lap. He had his on his lap. And we had 2 cameras. And the idea was, right, while he's saying his line, I'm looking at my next line. So when he's finished, I'm ready for mine. While he's looking at the, you know. And
that's amazing.
Line like that.
Isn't that crazy? And it just
because again, you can't remember this stuff. There's nothing to hang on to. So you just, you know.
Well, one of the things that I really like about this is that, and I know we talked even a little about this in the chat, that, you know, it's usually just over the shoulders. You know, there's very few moments where any 2 actors are in the same shot, and I think a lot of that too is to kind of keep from having to have extras, keep from, you know, so it's all close-ups, but it's really stylishly filmed.
It was very well planned. It's just a very good thing. Tim Collins is very clever and very talented. Knew the resources he had available, or rather the lack of resource he had available, and wrote to it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows detective things. Everyone likes detective things. And detective things a lot of the time are one-on-one. It's the detective watching someone, you know, quizzing them and you know, trying to crack them.
Gotcha.
So, you know, it very much justified it.
There's a lot of shots of your shoes, Rupert.
Yes.
There's many shots of that pair of shoes. So I want to know, were the shoes, were they just given to you? Were they your own personal shoes?
No, they were my own shoes, except sometimes they're not mine and they're not my feet.
So sometimes you had to stand in shoes and stand in the...
Yeah, well, Tim sometimes he'd pick up that he hadn't got, and there was no point bringing me back up to do walking.
Oh, that's
in
funny.
Hands,
that's
you know,
funny.
picking something up. So sometimes it's his hand and feet.
Oh, that's great.
In approximate shoes, but not actual shoes.
Yeah. Okay, so I think, what are we went here. This is going to get us...
Frankly, it's fake jenking. Down with this sort of thing.
All right. Okay, I want to just double check. Might want to raise voice audio, says Monk, or lower game audio. Here's the problem. It's all on the same channel. So the game... Can I turn the game audio down?
I think the game's got a controller in it, hasn't it, to do that?
Ambient music.
Hey.
Go up. There we go. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so let's go back. And I think we are now going to continue to ask questions of Ryan. We didn't get all the way through that, so hopefully this will all work.
The signs weren't on there, you know.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Okay, so I do remember now, and you're on your way to Atlas, you came across the young man and the girl, and he was carving the 3-finger symbol into the tree. So at this point, we don't know anything about that. So let's ask Ryan about the 3-finger symbol, shall we?
I can tell you. Remember that bit.
If I did this, would that mean anything to you?
Devil sign, isn't it? Is that what you're getting at, Inspector?
This is not something you use on the course.
Of course it's not something we use on the course, Inspector. I don't even know what that could possibly mean exactly.
Well. See, I don't believe anybody. I just want you to know that.
I don't believe it. No, don't believe that. That's a lie. Sure of it.
Well, you got it down, by the way.
Yeah,
You're doing
actually,
good.
I'm sure of it. Thank you. So that was about day 3 or 4. I've been doing this for ages.
Okay, so you had some practice by then.
And I've been doing this ever since.
Okay, so
Amazing. You know, I remember about 3 or 4 years into it thinking, and now I understand vaguely how Leonard Nimoy felt.
oh, so tell us a little bit about the hat. Where did the hat? What was the idea behind the hat?
I was just wearing the hat because it was being filmed in the northwest of England. I've lived in the northwest of England. It rains all the time in the northwest of England, so I just took my hat.
Oh, it's your hat.
It's my hat.
Look at this.
This isn't actually the original hat. This is my replacement hat. This is the less battered version. No, it's getting pretty battered now.
That's awesome.
Because when you've got a bald bonce, you need something in summer to keep the sun off, otherwise your head burns, and you want to keep the rain off as well.
But Jenks never takes his hat off. Was that for continuity?
No, I don't. It just evolved. Most of this just evolved. The entire performance side of it, the look of it. I mean, the look of it. I came out of the station. I'd worn a sort of suit, pair of slightly baggy trousers, and a suit jacket to look like a nondescript policeman.
That's great.
Over it, I had the long overcoat and my hat, which were my clothes that I was wearing because I thought it'd be raining. And Tim Follen took one look at the whole silhouette and went, "Oh yeah, we'll have that. Yeah, right. That's what you're wearing." And I was sort of sat there going, "Hang on, what?" And all my plans, I'd been working on this character who was just kind of gruff and a policeman, kind of like, "All right, have you seen this before? I need to know, straight, sensible performance." They just went out the windows, go, "All right, well, not dressed like that then."
That's great.
Okay. And then he just evolved from that point onwards.
Love it. Okay, so we got the hand carvings, hand symbol. Oh no, let's see what else. What did he miss? So we'll just double check and see what we know about this. So he thinks the finger is a devil sign, doesn't know the finger symbol could be used. How? Liam's death. Oh, Liam, we found out, is someone who supposedly committed suicide a year ago. And let's ask him about Liam here.
Yeah.
And chat and Zuki and everybody, please help get me back on track here in terms of spotting some contradictions here.
What can you tell me about Liam?
Oh, Liam. You mean the boy who committed? Very unfortunate, isn't it?
Did you know him?
Oh, yes. Well, when I say know him, I met him in the pub. Seemed very happy.
Sweetie?
Well, I say he seemed happy. He can't have been, can he?
So he seemed like a happy guy. So tell me about the actor who played Ryan. He seems like
John
he's...
Guyler.
What's that?
That's John Guyler. That's the guy who brought me on board, who I'd worked with previously.
Excellent. Well, you guys have a good rapport, I could tell. It's really...
Well, we you see, the thing is, we always think there were 3 people in this who played it over the top, basically, myself, John, and Paul Darrow. And everyone else actually plays it fairly straight, which always kind of really stood out to us in retrospect. John and I started playing up to it immediately. We went in planning to do that, planning to riff off each other, in that Columbo sort of way.
Yeah,
the characters are playing with each other.
Right.
So we, played with each other in that way, as it were, so to speak.
That's great.
Yeah.
One of our chat has asked kindly, thank you, he was my monk Dabes. He says, "Can I hear Rupert's best Texas accent?"
I wouldn't know where to start. What's a Texas accent? Can you give me a Texas
Well,
accent?
it's a twangy sort of.
Twangy.
Let's see. It would be.
There's a
Kind of
line.
like boing, 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 boing.
Oh, I got another one here. Let's see. Thank you, Zuki. Well, I just need a line. What would be the line? So I would say.
If I said this, would that mean anything to you? Go on, do it.
Well, if I had said this, would that do anything to you? Something like that. Anyways, we're getting off.
Anything for you.
Yeah, we're getting.
Well, the best it'll get. I'm
All
sorry
right.
if it's offensive.
Let's move on here. All right, we have not asked Ryan about the mirror, the scrying mirror. So let's find out about that.
Have you seen one of these before?
I believe that looks like a scrying mirror to me.
You have seen one before?
Well, I used to have one myself, actually, along with lots of other pieces of that nature. Silly things,
Really?
Yes, I was in my teenage years. I had quite an obsession with that kind of thing. I was a very somber child, and well, not that you could tell, always playing fantasy games, reading books about that kind of malarkey, you know.
What sort of books did you read?
Well, books on black magic, not the chocolates, witchcraft, satanic rituals, that kind of thing. I grew out of it, of course.
But you're not into that sort of thing now.
Of course I'm not. I mean, I need to believe in the supernatural, Inspector. The natural world is far more interesting. Don't you think so?
Hey, I'm so sorry about the lag. I don't know. We've tried so many different things, so it's not.
Right. The more it breaks up what I'm doing on screen, the more pleasing it is to me. That was terrible. That was dreadful.
Oh yeah, you know, I agree. It was pretty bad. I'm glad you said it first. No, I'm kidding.
No,
No, here's where I think this is where people love what you do so much is that, and I imagine it was a combination of how it was written and you having fun. But like you say, did you see this mirror? And he says, oh, it's a scrying mirror. And then you go, so you did see this mirror. So I think that there's a real fun way of just kind of playing around with.
Yeah, it's I didn't know what else to do.
It's super fun.
It didn't work out. I mean, all right, you know, clearly it was the right choice. But I really can't claim any brilliance or insight. Desperation. I'll return to the word I used up front. It's the correct one. Desperation throughout.
I hear you. Okay, well, let's see.
What am I going to do now? How am I going to say this slightly differently to stop myself just disintegrating from boredom?
Absolutely.
Oh, I see. So you do know what one of these is, do you? That's what if it would have been like a 10-day shoot, that's what the last day would have been. It would have just been twitch, jibber.
Well, you can also just see that John was having a lot of fun too with his.
Oh yeah.
So we find out that he used to have a black mirror himself. He used to read about black magic and satanic rituals, but he doesn't believe in anything like that now. That sounds like a lie.
He's a liar. He's just a complete liar.
I'm just going to try this.
So much so that his trousers are actually bursting into flames.
No, it didn't work. I knew it wouldn't. Okay, so let's see what else. We have photos and frames. Ryan would not know anything about that. Oh, yeah, let's ask him about the poster. All right, is there anything I need to do in terms of... Dale says, you're causing the lag because of your charm. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens.
Tell me about this.
It's the first one we had. We had it designed by an agency after we'd spent weeks trying to find a name for this place.
It took you weeks.
Don't be like that, Inspector. I thought it was a rather grand name. Actually, if I'm being honest, I plucked it out of thin air one night in the George while I was having a few gin and tonics. Well, actually, somebody left a book and I stole it.
Stealing things is naughty, Ryan.
All
You're
right.
not a policeman, in which case it's fine.
Okay, let's see here. Anything? So the poster, we got the mask. See, there's so much information, and
it's bewildering.
It is
Totally bewildering. Like I say, the script was this rainforest.
Here we go.
Temperature
Can
ends
you
up by
tell me about this?
Oh, God.
Haven't seen that for a while. We had a friend who used to make them for us for the course. He passed away last year.
What does the symbol mean?
It's borrowed from paganism. It's the symbol of the triple goddess, the mother, maiden, and crone, represented by the waxing and waning of the moon. It's an ancient symbol. It predates Christianity. Some people say that it dates back to Neolithic times.
And is that relevant to the course?
Well, no. I mean, it's a symbol we dabbled with, but it's not particularly relevant. We don't use it on the course, no.
Everybody has their own distinct acting style of lying, and that's been very fun to watch. So I was going to ask you. So let me just do a quick little switch here. So I'm seeing you struggle mightily watching yourself, and that is a pretty standard.
Yes.
You know, when it comes to actors, we do not do very well watching our own work, right? And so, do you feel like have you been in a situation where you cannot cringe at yourself? Can you watch and enjoy the entire, the whole thing with you in it, as opposed to seeing all the little things that you wish you did? Can you just
extreme drunkenness? That's about the only situation that happens in here.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. I will try.
It has to be extreme, though.
It has to be extreme. This is not just a couple
yeah.
of pints. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. No. We're talking about on the floor, practically passing out, seeing angels. That's fine.
Okay,
then
but
sit there and go, that's quite good. That and then expire.
All right, let's go back. Well, that's that case. I will. I'm not going to. I guess I'm going to. My expectations of you as a partner are lower than they were. To help solve this crime, that is.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you who did it. I mean, I can literally be the best partner ever. I can just take you right there.
That's true. That's good. No, we don't want to do that. Not yet.
Yeah.
I don't think. All right.
You want to know what happened to Kate Vine? I'll tell you what happened to Kate Vine.
Do you know anything about an argument in the pub last Friday?
What time?
No,
I believe it wasn't long after the pub opened.
No.
one
I
wants to
usually
leave.
leave for the manor house about 6. I start preparations around 6:30. Start.
Starts
I can't
preparation.
stop Jenks. I tried. That's the first time I thought I'd try. I just thought I'd try and.
No, don't. You can never stop Jenks. Jenks is unstoppable.
can't,
You just
can you?
gotta you gotta give over to it, Rupert.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd be very happy to. I mean, I'm mock complaining, but I'm delighted by Jenks. I mean, why wouldn't I be?
No, he's so fun. So okay, so 6 p.m., 6:30.
It's fun. That's what I was aiming for. Since I had nothing else to go on, we went, all right. Well, at least let's try and make it fun.
Absolutely.
Just for me, that is, not for the game. The game I had no qualms about or understanding of.
All right, here we go. So we're gathering information, and then we'll start to look at everything and see if anything is doesn't add up. Let's see. So we were at the pub argument. Wait, let's see, where were we?
Kate's argument.
Drops over Kate's argument. Okay, now I'll check out the window here. And we got a lot to talk about with Ryan here.
What do you know about the broken window at the back of the pub?
Rebecca told me about it. I don't know how it got smashed, though. I told her to tape over it. We can't have anybody cutting themselves. You have to be very health and safety conscious these days.
You know, one of the things that we had to do in our game back in the day with the thing called, I think there's a couple of them that you did, but we had to do it for every single scene. They're called fidgeters. So it's the moment when the game stops. Like right now, in our game, instead of seeing, hey, who is that? Thank you for subscribing. So just so you know, Rupert, there are.
Saying hi, sweetie. I want someone saying hi, sweetie.
Well, you have to. You got to give a little to get a hi, sweetie.
What the hell is this?
We get little. We get some donations and help along the way. So they get these little widgets that pop up when they give a little something. So thank you for subscribing. So Zuki might have a lie, which is great. But one of the things that I lost my train of thought. So when I was doing the game, every time it would stop, rather than seeing a screen like this, you'd see me or the other actors sort of in their realm, and we would have to just do these. We just have to sit or look or scratch our face.
I'm considering what I'm going to do.
Exactly. And so it would go on a loop. So that way, if they stood up or went away and came back, it looked like we were sort of just waiting for them to. Yeah. So we had to film just hours of these fidgeters. And so what's nice about this new version of the game is they go right to the heart of the. There's not as much, walking from one room to another. There is some of that, but you kind of get right to the part. They do a good job of getting right to the meat of the matter. All right, so
I've realised in the one I'm writing at the moment we're going to have to do. I didn't know they were called fidgeters. I like it. I'm going to call them that. But I have been thinking about. I want to do one bit where if you take too long, the person who's sitting fidgeting is actually just going to age to a skeleton.
that would be great. You have to do that. That
I'm
is
so
brilliant.
good at that,
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Just to take the piss out of the player. No, half an hour you went to make tea. I'm dead now.
Excellent.
I'm not just dead. I've actually decomposed. That's how long you took.
Oh, one of our Dale just in the chat. He said, "Hello, sweetie." So does that help that you get it just in a chat?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Let's hear about the freedom necklace here. And Zuki, if you want to pipe in about what the lie is you think you spotted, please
No, this.
let me know.
Yes, it's a freedom necklace. It's a symbol that we use on the course. It's supposed to represent freedom from the chains of your ancestry.
Have you ever bought one of these?
I haven't, but I've seen students wearing them.
Okay. He's never done it, but seen students. Freedom necklace. Bird in cage is a symbol used on the course. So there's something similar there. Okay. All right. We got to keep popping along here. Atlas poster and mask. All right.
I'm just going to pop to the door over there and smoke this.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'm addicted, can I say?
Go. You do you. Was the
Cope with the stress of seeing myself 8 years ago. Was it 7 years ago? Can't remember. Years.
No worries. So while Rupert goes and has a little smoke, I'm gonna see if I can.
I'm just here though.
Okay, no, so I can't talk behind your back. Okay, great.
I can hear if you say anything about it.
Atlas poster and mask. So was the first poster for Atlas, poster designed by an agency, Atlas name picked randomly. Atlas poster and mask. Let's see what this is. Mask made by a friend who died last year. Symbol on mask represents the triple gods.
What was Liam a student of? Remind me?
Say again?
What was Liam a student of? You know that one?
I will have to relook that up. That's good to know. Made mask by a friend who died last year. How about that one? Would it be that one? Oh, no, you were thinking wrong. All right, never mind. But he did have a question about Liam.
I'm not actually sure if that's relevant. It might be a red herring.
He said he had heard about Liam's suicide, had met him in the pub, and he seemed happy, but we don't know about where he went to school yet. Okay. When he comes around for tea. Okay, so, oh wait. Okay, so there's Simon's homebrew. I'm going to play this. So this way I can have, if I can't have Rupert with me, I'll have Jenks with me. Oh, I got them both. Okay, here we go.
Have you tried Simon's homebrew?
Does he make homebrew? The pleasure, sorry.
Okay.
That's become a thing as well, Simon's homebrew.
Yeah.
It was very unexpected things that became things. You know, like this. I didn't think that would be a thing.
So, what is it about Simon's homebrew? How has that become a thing?
Coming up, it keeps coming up in fans keep mentioning Simon's homebrew to me.
Yeah.
Simon's homebrew.
Like, are you want to meet up for a Simon's homebrew, that kind of thing?
For the way it's been built up, I'd be delighted to try Simon's homebrew. I think I'd try it carefully.
Yeah, it sounds pretty.
Incendiary.
Yeah. So why would we ask about the unlocked bicycle? Okay, let's find out.
Does Simon Thompson ride a bike, do you know?
I think so, yes. I think he drives as well, but I might be mistaken.
All right, so the bicycle, we don't know for sure. All right, we're getting close to the end here. Kate's driving license, we did that. Okay, so we've done, I think, all of his answers.
Right. Have we learned anything?
Let's see what we know. He last saw Kate at Atlas meeting Friday. She was drunk. He first met Kate 3 months ago at Atlas. Said Kate enjoyed the course and apparently was happy. Hadn't suspected she had any emotional problems. Okay, fair enough. Never seen the license. Doesn't know if Kate lost the license. I don't see anything here that feels... Simon rides
lots
a
of it's lies,
bike.
I think most of it is lies.
I think it's all lies, but what's the one that we need to spot? We still need to spot one.
No idea.
So nothing so much about that. Doesn't know about the bottles. Simon's homebrew, hasn't tried it. The pendant. You should ask about the freedom necklace rather than the pendant. We did that already. Okay. Wait, where are we? The pendant. Freedom necklace. The bird in cage is a symbol used on the course. Has never bought a freedom necklace. Has seen students wearing the necklace. All right, so cardboard mask. He's made by a friend who died. So do we know who the friend is? Symbol on mask represents the triple goddess. Symbol not used on the course. Or is the... Wait a minute. What's the freedom necklace right here? Oh, I guess not. Okay. Atlas advertising poster was designed by an agency. So there's two designs.
This is when I give up on games.
I know. Oh, if it's used on the course, how come he's never bought one? If what's used on the course, it's not used on the course. Symbol is not used on the course.
Kind of is that.
Let's just see what that one might be. Oh, that's not going to work. That's not going to go. Okay, so there's that. And Atlas poster. Poster designed by an agency was the first poster for Atlas. Atlas name picked randomly. I don't. All right, I need some help, everyone. Let's see. We don't know about that.
I'm sorry, I'm just here eating peanuts and being useless. I did warn you I'd be useless at this. You know.
Well, it's kind of like, yeah. Well, this is what you wanted from the beginning. You want to just be, let me do the driving and the thinking, and you can just eat some peanuts and have your occasional cig. Used to have a black mirror. Used to read about black magic. Doesn't believe in anything supernatural now. And then Liam's death. We don't know anything about that. And well. I think that I know that we can.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
So let's see what we got here. We got to go see Simon again. And there's a lot of things we haven't asked Simon, Emma, James, and Rebecca about. All right. Now, I've been told that I need to, rather than just go straight to the map and go to where we're supposed to be, that there's like, these are just some really great, cinematography, very simple. It's really, it's just wonderfully.
And it was very, very simple. It was, open the gate, go in, right, okay, come back out, close the gate, right, we've got it.
It's great. Yeah.
He knew what he wanted. He
knew
what he wanted. Very much shot for the edit, I think.
All right, so
because there wasn't time, so much to do. Had to be.
Yep.
Get it in a couple of shots, ideally.
So there's nothing here. Okay. So apparently I'm supposed to walk all the way to the place because if oh shoot, I get lost. All right, let's go back. I get lost, so I want to go left to the Lake Junction this way. There's the shoes.
Yeah, that was me.
You can tell. You can. I love it.
Oh, I just remember doing it.
Okay. Yeah, you let me know when it's the fake. When it's with. All right. So
I'll try and spot fake Jenks.
To the Lake Junction. Oh shoot! I got so. Okay, so this happens to me all the time. The clearing. I just did that. Back to the junction.
I just kept going back and forth and going.
Go left to the Lake Junction. Head right towards Atlas. Don't want to do that. Gonna go this way.
What are you looking for? What do you?
Well, it's like I'm gonna go find Simon, but my understanding is that as I go from one place to another, we met the boy who was carving in the thing.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have done that if I had just gone straight to Atlas. So I'm supposed to kind of look around because there will be new places and potentially. So I think this is Simon's place, right? Yeah. So we got to talk to Simon. All right.
There you go. Come on. Cute.
Fogtown just says that this game just gives off the coziest vibes.
Oh, no, I used to be more into it.
It's true.
No, I don't do it so much.
That's new.
Used to grow my own herbs and everything. Oh, here? No, at the farmhouse where I used to live. Oh, where was that? That's where James lives. Yeah, we used to share a house together. The farmer used to let us use a corner on his greenhouse to grow stuff.
I didn't know you knew James that well.
Well, didn't really get on.
Where are the greenhouses?
Well, it's just through the farmyard at the back.
Interesting.
All right, so guys, I'm going to ask the chat: is the game audio particularly loud? It seems like
That
it
seemed
is.
very loud to me. Yeah, that was quite piercing.
So the problem is, unfortunately, that you're on that same audio, Rupert. So if I turn it down, it means you're going to be turned down a little bit too. But I'll see if I can find a happy medium here.
I can shout if you want. I can declaim.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. I'm putting it down just a teeny bit. Let's do that. So maybe that'll be a little better. All right. So what did we just learn?
Nothing.
Jenks, wait a minute. We had to learn something. I want to watch that scene again. So that was, I think I was
Learned nothing.
So what just happened? So you went in, you talked to Simon, and what did he just tell you?
I don't know. I was too busy recoiling from the volume he was telling me.
Oh, okay, good. So let's.
That's all for the moment.
All right, no. Let's do this. Shoot, I keep screwing this up. I want to play this again.
Oh, not for Emma. I remember.
I want to hear this one more time.
Your eyes off, not for Emma.
Yeah. Come on. Cute.
So he's cooking.
Smells nice. What is that?
Chili pork.
I had no idea you were a cook.
Oh, no, I used to be more into it. No, I don't do it so much. Used to grow my own herbs and everything. Oh, here? No, at the farmhouse where I used to live. Oh, where was that? That's where James lives. Yeah, we used to share a house together. The farmer used to let us use a corner on his greenhouse to grow stuff.
I didn't know you knew James that well.
Well, didn't really get on.
Where are greenhouses?
Well, it's just through the farmyard at the back.
Interesting.
Okay, so we got to find out about the greenhouse, and then we also just realized that they're not. Oh, don't do that again. No. Let's get out. Okay.
There you go.
Let me get back to resume the game. Okay, so now we got to go back in.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
All right. So we got some questions to ask. So let's ask him about the symbol.
If I did this, would that mean anything to you?
Who did you see doing that?
Someone in the woods, carving it into a tree.
That was Kyle.
Kyle.
It's a guy from the course. He's an idiot.
And where does he live?
I can't remember. Somewhere outside the village? The three fingers thing is something the students started doing. It's something from the course. The three freedoms.
The what?
The three freedoms? It's from the course. It's a phrase. Free to be free. Free yourself from the things that are holding you back, right? Things that stop you being successful. Fear of failure. Guilt. And doubting. Self-doubt.
You believe that?
Yeah. Guilt ruins lives. It stops you looking forward. It serves no practical purpose. It's basically destructive.
Right. Free to be free. Not the most original slogan, but I wonder how far this freedom goes.
Okay, so he says something about it not being a part of the... It's part of the course, but then Ryan says that he didn't know anything about it. So there's a... But he's not contradicting himself, so that's interesting. Right, and by the way, the actors in this, all of you, everybody's so great. It's just a really good... Were you doing your... because it was all over the shoulder, were you always in the same room with the actor?
Yeah.
Were you always giving each other?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's always a bummer when you have to, when your partner isn't there and you have to
no, that was partially for that reason. Also because it was quicker. I mean, and there was no one to stand in for me anyway. That particular bit was shot at about 2 a.m. I think.
Oh man, yeah. So there you go.
That was a long day.
Yeah, I'll bet.
That was the longest day of all. So if I ended up looking a bit brain dead by the end, it's because I was brain dead.
I'll bet. No, it looks great. It's really fun. Okay. So Simon, we find out that what's new here? So did we ask him about freedom phrase? Told Jenks about the Atlas phrase. What's going on here? Hand symbol. Okay, there we go. Fingers symbol refer to the 3 freedoms. Thinks the student in the woods was Atlas student Kyle, so we'll have to get to know Kyle a little later. Believes guilt doesn't serve any useful purpose. Says someone, anybody who wants to kill somebody sure doesn't want to have guilt in their way. So now I'm Zuki asked, how much fun did you have making this game?
Enormous fun. Loads of fun.
Yeah.
It was lots of hard work, but there was loads and loads of laughter.
Other than John, did you know any of the other crew or actors prior to the game?
Anna Rosa. I'd known her previously.
Right. Yeah, she's wonderful too. I could. She just does she work all the time?
I think so. I've known her for a while.
Okay.
She's in Dark Code, the game that will be coming out, the one that we shot in lockdown.
Excellent.
Which is the first time we've been reunited.
Fantastic. All right, let's find out about Liam's death.
Contradiction, actually, because we didn't work together in shape. I don't think we appeared together in Shapeshift.
Gotcha.
Oh, hang on.
What do you know about Liam?
The dark side.
Local lad. Took his life.
Oh, that Liam. Yeah, I heard about him.
But you know him?
No, I know he went to college, but didn't really know him. It's sad though.
All right. Didn't know Liam, but had heard about him. I think that's going to come back to bite him. What else did we miss here? Simon wouldn't know about that.
Poster.
We did the poster.
Well, the reason I was asking about Liam before, I think you just said he went to
Simon gave you the poster, so I think he...
Yeah, but hasn't Liam got something to do with the poster? I could be wrong.
No, that's why this is good. I want to know. You've got some inside info
could be
here.
Completely wrong, and invented from my memory.
Let's see. Where is the poster? Let's see. Where'd it go? Come on now.
Basically, Jenks is a completely unreliable narrator of this.
Atlas advertising poster. So he gave you the poster, but they're not giving us any more information. Photo frames and paint.
I'm just gonna pop upstairs and make a cup of tea. I'll be right back.
You go do that. That's great. Okay. I love it. I love that. I sit here feeling like I can't move, and he is going and getting himself a cup of tea, having a cig. I think I need to be a little more chill. Of course, it's. I don't know who else. Who's watching this? Who wants to? Who wants to help me spot a contradiction? She was one of the weird fortune tellers. Okay, you guys are just no one. I need help. I don't have Tori here. Okay. Well, maybe we just Atlas freedom phrase, hand symbol carving. Liam's death. All right, let's go visit Emma.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
Okay. I think I'm going to scoot ahead here while Rupert is getting his cup of tea. And I'll fill him in. And I'll go speak to James as soon as I'm done with Emma here. I mean, Emma is the first person that's admitted that she's lied. And let's see what's going on.
Do you know the phrase, free to be free?
Yeah,
Oh, she sure does.
it's an Atlas thing. I first heard it when I went with Simon.
What did they say about it?
They said that you shouldn't feel guilty if you do something wrong. I don't know.
No?
No. No, I think you should feel guilty if you do something wrong.
What did Simon think?
I don't know, but I don't think he agreed with that either.
Oh, but he did agree. But then she's contradicting him, but that we can't do anything. Instead of, yeah. I know, I like that. He taps on the window and then he's in there right away. So it seems funny that it seems like was he climbing the window? No, I don't think you can mess up anything. You can make as many guesses as you want, but the thing is that we can only spot a contradiction that a person makes of what they said. I can't go find a contradiction between what Emma said and what Ryan said. It has to be one of Emma's. So, yeah. So I think that's the main thing. So if we're spotting anything here, then what about this? Let's ask her about the three symbols. That would be funny to
If
see
I did
Jenks
this,
climbed in.
would it mean anything to you?
No. Why?
It's okay. Thanks.
I have you here, and now I have you here. See, even when you left, you didn't leave because I had you as Jenks. She knows nothing about the three finger symbol, but she
says that.
She says that, but she believes that that guilt is a necessary component of your emotions, and she thinks that Simon believes that. So there's a contradiction, but she's not contradicting herself. So
No.
all right, let's find out about Liam's death. Someone needs to know more about poor Liam.
What do you know about a student called Liam? Committed suicide last year.
Only that I didn't know him really well.
You're a very good note taker, Jenks.
I don't think that's me.
I mean, as I'm looking at your handwriting right here, it's really quite well, very meticulous.
Yeah. Absolute.
So we've talked. All right, so I think we need to go see James. So I'm going to exit out of here unless anybody thinks I should spot some contradictions.
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to ask. Let's see what the tips are. Did Simon say there was another greenhouse at Abbey Farm? There are also things you haven't asked James, Rebecca, and Ryan about yet. Well, we'll go back to Ryan. Let's go see your friend Rebecca. Let's go see your friend Ana Rosa.
No, Ana Rosa. We've just seen Ana Rosa.
Oh, that was Ana Rosa, who plays Emma.
Oh, that's Emma, yeah.
Okay, so Rebecca is...
Yeah, Rebecca in a different thing.
Rebecca's in
Always
the pub.
confused.
Gotcha.
I'm getting on a bit, you know.
Oh, you and me both, pal. All right, so let's go. Continue ahead in the woods. Oh, no. Go back to North Road. And we're going to go... Just going to see if there's anything to see anywhere. Sometimes a little magnifying glass will pop up. All right,
What's the light bulb do?
The light bulb tells us a little hint. So apparently Simon told us there was a greenhouse, a different greenhouse at Abbey Farm, so we're definitely going to check that out. But we also have to talk to James and Rebecca and Ryan, but Ryan's that way and Rebecca and James are this way, so we'll just talk to them first. So let's go have ourselves a pint. Jenks doesn't drink. He should be. All right.
I think Jenks does drink. Look at Jenks.
A couple more questions, if that's okay.
It'd be great if you had a. All right, so here we go. A couple more questions. She's never seen the Black Mirror before, and we have the Atlas. So we got three things to talk.
Thinking actually, you would if you were in this scenario.
Oh, of course. All right, let's ask about the freedom phrase.
Ever heard the phrase "free to be free"?
Do you mean the Atlas thing? Yes, I have.
Know what it means?
It means being free of guilt.
What do you think about that?
You mean, do I think it's a bad thing?
Do you? I mean, surely if you have done something wrong.
Oh, but that's the point, Inspector. Most people spend their time feeling guilty over nothing, and that's not a good thing.
We should count up all the questions that you ask in this game, Rupert. You are this is, if your FMV acting career ends up drying up, I think you can go into being a therapist. I mean, you've already got all the questions. Just ask.
I don't have the patience to be a therapist.
Okay, let's see.
When was the last time you thought strangely about your mother? I don't think it would come over well.
Maybe not.
I think it'd probably just be scary.
Right. Okay, three finger symbol. Here we go.
If I did this, would that mean anything to you?
I love you never do that the same way.
No, it's okay.
No, yeah. It was kind of personal. Again, like I was saying, it was just.
Sometimes it was like, "Have you seen this?" And sometimes it was, "Have you seen this?" And
occasionally sort of fumbling it, going, "Have you seen it?" Yeah.
So she doesn't know about the symbol.
Anything I could out of it, really.
All right, how about Liam's death here?
What do you know about Liam?
You mean Liam who took his life? He used to play in a band, Black Rock or something. No, Black Stone. Very gothic. I used to let them play in here sometimes at the weekends. They were quite good.
Did you know there was anything wrong? I mean, why he might have...
No, I didn't know him very well.
All right. So he was in a band called Blackstone. I wonder if James was in the band with him. He seems kind of gothic. He used to let Blackstone play in the pub. Didn't know Liam very well. I think we've done everything else.
Who else has got musical bent?
Oh yeah, who else has? Do we know who else plays music?
I don't know if you've asked the right questions yet. I don't know what you know about people, but basically, I mean, I could just say talk to Ryan.
Okay, good. I will talk to Ryan. Do you think I should talk to Ryan first, or should I go talk to James?
I don't know. It's always fun to talk to James. I haven't seen James for ages.
All right, let's go talk to James. That sounds good.
Thank you. Yeah. Probably be back later.
All right.
Oh, I bet you will.
Go in here. Nothing to see here. Okay. All right, let's get out of here. So we're gonna see down the west.
You feel like just pressing the bell to summon her again, and then just going probably back later and walking out to be a dick.
I've done that before. I had you leave, and then I.
I don't know if you can do that. It'd be quite good. Caught the thing where I'm going no, and then turn and leave.
See, these are those little transitions. The transition walking from one place to another. That.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Going back the other way.
We kind of fitted in the walking in between the people. When the actors weren't there, let's go and do some walking around.
Right. Okay, so we're at Abbey Farm now, and
peer intently at something. A lot of intent peering. I'm known for my intent peering.
Well, I've been feeling the peer coming my way sometimes.
It's peer pressure. Hey.
Okay, so there's this is James. There's another, apparently another greenhouse.
Yeah, well, greenhouse, yeah.
Do we know where the other greenhouse is? I know this is one of them.
Oh, is that okay?
Simon mentioned another greenhouse
There
on
we
the
go.
farm. Must be up the hill over there.
There we go. We're going to go up further. This wasn't available to us before. Ah, your shoes are fine actors. Another one. All right, let's go in.
This was 8 years.
What's that?
They fell to bits eventually, the shoes. This was a long time ago.
Are they still in your closet?
No.
Oh, they
I
didn't.
don't keep shoes up this.
All right, so we got some stuff. Wait, but there's nothing to get. We found it, but there's nothing to pick up. Oh, there we go. We got this thing. See, that thing shows up, and then we have to...
I'm actually covering that thing on my image.
Oh, yeah, you can't see it. Okay, yep.
I wonder if James knows this is here. Don't know what it is, but be interesting to see what he says about it.
Yeah, nicking that too.
Okay, so we got that. What do we just pick up?
Taking your tools, taking your spray mirror, taking your drugs.
Packet of dried leaves. A packet of suspicious-looking leaves was found in the greenhouse at the farm. Okay.
I think it's Sandia Divinorum or something like that. I don't know where I get that from.
Okay. Well, good. We found something. Picked it up. And the thing is, they gave you, it was great because they gave you a bag that you could put all your things in. It makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
When you play Phantasmagoria, Tori is just wearing a orange shirt and a black pair of pants, and she will grab things, and then they just immediately go into her pocket, or she decides she has to activate the hammer, and the hammer just immediately comes out of some where. It's very funny. Okay, let's go talk to our pal James here. There we go.
I didn't think the bag was. I got a feeling that you couldn't quite fit everything. Maybe you could. I don't know. I don't remember what I was carrying around. Well, nothing most of the time. Obviously, I wasn't carrying anything.
All right, here we go.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
Okay, so we have not asked about this. Let's do it.
Could you tell me what these are, please? I found them in the greenhouse.
Been snooping around on the farm, have we?
It's called investigating, James.
Yeah. It's just mint. Mint leaves. For cooking.
Yeah, I heard you were a bit of a budding chef.
Dabble a bit. Won a few competitions.
Very impressive. So you normally just leave packets of mint lying around?
Must have dropped it.
He plays damaged really well. I love how he's so good at never making eye contact with you. You can just tell he's got something going on. That's great. And it's true. Jenks just kind of goes wherever he wants. He makes no apologies for,
No.
That's good.
He's a force of law, is Jenks. Right, coming in, taking what I want.
Here we go.
Ever hear the phrase free to free? Heard anyone use that?
Nah. What is it, a song?
No, I don't think so. Doesn't matter.
There's stubble going on there. Why have I got really obvious? Was it late at night, maybe?
The stubble?
Yeah, I'm just thinking I look really scruffy.
Oh, that's funny.
I wouldn't have shaved that morning, so maybe this was really late. I don't remember when this was filmed. God, it's so long ago. I've become I'm a fan of things like Doctor Who and Star Trek, and it's always frustrating when actors go, I can't remember. It was X number of years ago. I am that actor now.
You've become that one. Yep, exactly.
I don't know why I'm looking scruffy.
If I did that,
another one.
Would it mean anything to you?
Well, that's why I changed it to that.
It's a Satanism symbol. Satanists use it.
Have you ever seen anyone using it?
Lots of people. Politicians, presidents, CEOs.
Have you ever seen anyone local using it?
Not that
Hasn't seen anyone locally using the symbol. But I'll bet he knows about Liam's death. Maybe Liam was his best friend.
Did you know Liam?
Liam who?
Liam who died.
You mean Liam who killed himself?
Yeah.
He was in my year, on a different course.
What course was Liam on?
Can't remember, not mine.
What was yours?
Plant science. First time I knew about Liam was when he killed himself.
Right, so you didn't meet him?
He was in Liam's year. Heard about him after. Is that true? I'm just going to try this. That can't be right, but... Alright, so they never met. Okay. So I think that's all we have for him. Anybody got something? Alright. Now let's go see...
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Alright, so... Who will know what that packet of leaves is? Yes! What do you got?
Salvia divinorum.
Say again?
It's Salvia divinorum.
What is that?
Drugs.
Wait, so you know?
Look
No,
at James.
who in the game
James,
is gonna?
That's what Salvia divinorum is. You can go on kind of like, hey, you know, bye.
We haven't asked Simon, Emma, Rebecca, and Ryan. So this is because we found the leaves. So we got to ask them about that. But who of?
You don't need to. I've told you.
All right, well,
Got you covered.
well, but you didn't do it. That's the thing. We need to find out who did it.
Or did I?
Hold on, that's weird. All right, plant science. Okay, so Zuki, I think, might have something.
I think there should have been the Jenks as the killer option.
That would have been nice.
Or
So,
is there?
all right, I'm going back. I think we might have a contradiction. All right, let's go.
Ask.
What do you think,
Please.
Zuki? So, Liam's death. James' degree is in plant science. And now let's see what else he talks about. He doesn't know. Unlock bicycle. Screwdriver. Hey, Zwex, thank you so much. Shiba dog dressed in a traditional outfit, waving Japanese fans. That's a great image. Thank you very much. Appreciate your help. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? I don't have my super chat goals. Let's see. Let me get that going. There we are. Don't know why I didn't turn that on. I'm going to turn it back on. There we go. Excellent. Hey, look at that. Okay. Rupert became the mirror. That's right. All right, I'm going to try to see if I can spot a contradiction here. James wouldn't know about bottles. Simon's homebrew. Traded his herbal tea for some. Very strong. Broken pendant. Freedom necklace card. But he should know surely. He said he thought they were mint, but he should. Right. All right, you guys aren't getting me there. Let's see. Broken pub window. Doesn't know anything about the window. Kate's argument. Doesn't know anything about the argument.
Hello, Dale. Sing hello to Dale.
You're saying hi to Dale? Oh, hello. I'm sure Dale's very happy that you... Atlas poster.
Oh, Emily as well.
Aw. Did you get on? Are you seeing the... Or are you just remembering the names that I threw in your way?
No. It's just a couple of friends who told me that they're here.
Oh, that's great. Scrying mirrors just one way.
Emily's actually working on the next game. She designs the puzzles.
Oh, wonderful.
And Dark Code, yeah.
Well, I thought I saw her name on your... when I looked that up. That's great. Ask him... Jake says...
She doesn't know how to do this. Emily, explain it to us.
Yeah.
Emily, do it.
I don't know
Now.
if we have a contradiction that I can... Packet contain mint leaves. No, nothing's gonna work. Okay, let's go find...
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
Ryan. All right. So I think I'm just gonna So these are all the things that we have. Well, you got a lot of stuff in your bag here.
Lots of things in my bag. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even an unlocked bicycle, apparently, which is impressive. That bag's a TARDIS.
All right, I think I'm just going to skip on ahead. We have things to talk to. Who will know what the packet of leaves is? Besides that guy right there. But who?
Multi-drugs.
Who's our druggie in the group? Oh, it's Kyle. How do we find Kyle? Do we go back to the woodland area? Would he be back in that same spot?
I don't think Kyle's relevant at the moment.
You don't think so? Okay, let's go back down.
No, so.
Okay. All right, let's find our friend Ryan. Wish there was
Jenks is very precise. You notice he walks through gates exactly the same way.
exactly the same way.
No, he's very focused.
This part of the game reminds me of an old TV show in the U.S. called Get Smart, and it was
yeah.
And he would always have to walk through these many doors to get to there. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind.
All right, let's find
Get
out.
Smart will work fantastically well as an FMV.
Say that again.
Get Smart would work fantastically well as an FMV.
Oh, it would be fantastic, right? That would be great. Oh yeah, Simon might know about the plants because he used to work on a farm.
Do you know what this is?
Looks like chopped tea bags to me. What is it?
I just thought you might know.
I don't know anything about plants, Inspector. What you should do is ask Rebecca. She knows far more about these things than I do. Messy things, growing things.
He is having so much fun. It's funny, and his drink never. He takes sips, but it never goes.
The drink is a deliberate thing to see if anyone would notice. Yes. We were kind of, you can tell we were playing about with it. We were having fun with it. We had to.
It's great. Jenks hasn't asked Ryan about the Atlas phrase. Oh yeah.
Can you tell me a bit about the phrase "free to be free"?
Free to be free, my favourite motto. Well, we teach our students that people, they suffer from excessive guilt, don't they? Excessive self-criticism, excessive doubt. Evils of excess, we call them. And we tell our students that if they rid themselves of these evils, then they're free to realise their full potential.
Who came up with all this?
I have a background in psychology.
Honestly?
Don't look so surprised, Inspector. There's an intellect lurking in here.
When did you come up with the phrase?
When we were based at the village hall. When I say we, I came up with the phrase. Dad's more the money man.
And very successful at it too, I hear.
Oh, he's successful, but he's not a creative man. Dad suffers from a lack of imagination.
That's a lot of information. So, phrase about getting rid of guilt and self-doubt. Ryan invented the phrase, invented while based at the village hall, and has a background in psychology. Okay. Now, he also said that the mask is not in the course, but someone else said that it was. So I'm wondering if we're going to catch him saying something.
Worth a try.
Okay. Well, hey, here's where I think we want to be today. I mean, it's rare that I get to have the star of a game on the game. So what I think I would like to do is take a little break from the game. And I don't want to take
later on, if that's okay.
So much more of your time, Rupert.
So cheerful. He's so relentlessly cheerful.
He sure is. Yeah. So let me save this. I'm sure it saves anyways, but I'm just going to go ahead and save the game. And and let's just do this. So this is a great time for folks watching to ask Rupert some questions. Let me bring him in here. Let's see if we... Oh, that's that's not that. I'm going to Oh, that's not it. Here we go. This will be us. There we are. There we are. So, I can start a little bit, but then anybody here who would like to jump in, ask some questions about, and let's just torment him with all the things he doesn't remember from the game. But yeah, talk to me about so this game came out. How quickly because again, my understanding is that Tim, this is a solo project. This was an independent game, right? Fully funded by like a partly Kickstarter, partly his own funds, right? Made this on a shoestring. Can you tell me a little bit about him? He seems like for somebody to be able to write a game and be on the creative end of things, creating these really interesting, fun characters, that's very much on the creative side, but yet he clearly has this other side where he can program and I think he's also is he also not a musician and a composer, right?
That's what he was most known for, apparently. I mean, this passed me by completely. Tim is brilliant. We had a lot of fun. I got on well with Tim. I liked Tim. I'd be delighted to work with him again, frankly. It was really easy process. There wasn't anything to go on in terms of direction, in terms of acting, and what the character is. But then that wasn't what it was.
Right. It wasn't.
It was required. Particularly with Jenks. Jenks is the most functional character to play in the entire thing. Mm-hmm. He is the function. He is the how the game works.
Right.
Or how you interface with it anyway.
Right.
But I like I said, I didn't have a clue about when I went back to do the second shoot. He had some edited, which I cringed my way through, thinking, oh well, that acting was a nice idea. That was fun. I won't do that again. But also kind of starting to understand how it fits together and going, oh, this is very clever. This is very clever.
Yeah.
I think people who can write detective stories are very clever in the first place. I just wouldn't have a clue how to do that.
I agree.
But to write one that's multiple branches. It's not a branching narrative as such, actually. Contradiction. It's detective story, isn't it?
Yeah. So Zuki has a question for you. She wanted to know if you based at all your performance on David Tennant's Doctor Who. She thought that some of the mannerisms had some similarities.
Not at all. No, alas, I've had that comparison many times. I think that's just how I am generally. No, absolutely not. Conscious effort to steer away from anything doctorish, actually.
Gotcha.
Once I knew how I was dressed. Which wasn't what I expected. I thought, right, because that's
I'm
so
gonna.
No, not a conscious effort.
Fair enough. Michael's asking if what we were
do next time though. Next time I have to go. Hello.
Did you watch him and Michael Sheen's the TV series they did?
Yes.
What was it called? Staged.
Yeah.
The first season was just fantastic. They just nailed all that we were going through and just the
absolutely
it's so funny. I highly recommend it if anybody hasn't seen the first season of that show. Michael asks how your experience was working with Paul Darrow.
Brilliant. Loved it. He'd been a hero of mine as a kid in Blake 7 playing Avon, a fantastic anti-hero character. And you're not supposed to meet your heroes, but sometimes you are. And it was great. He was very professional. He was very funny. He kept it light, didn't take himself at all seriously, and got the work done. Like I say, we had to look at our scripts and just keep going, keep going, and sort of trying to bite chunks out of each other.
There are actors like that where you can't see what they're doing in the room, but then you see it on the screen and you realize they're doing something that other people. It always blows my mind the minutia that sometimes can be done.
He was absolutely commanding. It was very difficult sometimes. I do remember, putting my inner fanboy to one side and getting on with the work, obviously. But sometimes if you're doing some big speech bit, I'm just watching, and then suddenly going, oh shit, no, I should be getting my next line in.
Yeah.
And that was lovely. And we Tim took him to dinner afterwards because it was his birthday. So we all sat around and had a nice dinner and some nice drinks, and just a bloody good day. A very nice experience. A very pleasant set of memories.
That's great.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it at all.
Fantastic.
You know, I would pop out the back for a swift cigarette. You know.
Okay, a couple other questions here.
No
Let's
airs
see.
and graces, no side. You know, got on with the work. Great.
Cornelio asks, who is the guy that you high five after the credits? Now this is
John.
That's John.
That's John Tyler. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well I'll look forward to that.
That was, I think, the last thing we shot in the final pickup day. A lot of which there was some final walking around I had to do.
Okay.
You know? So we just shot that on the grounds of if you've won, if you've got it, then hooray!
Yeah. So you
Kinda
mentioned
like we finished. So have you.
You've mentioned that you have a working relationship with Onarosa Butler, and she's wonderful as Emma. Can you? Someone's asking, is it Preacher 1138 says, what was it like working with her?
Oh, great! Always great. She's incredibly professional and incredibly good.
Yeah.
And also always good fun on set. You know, never gets any stresses or anything like that. Yeah. Tremendous. Sat and giggled at me all the way through. You know, I think we did her stuff first, and then we did the reverse angles on me, and she's just smirking away at this ridiculous. We know each other well. This ridiculous performance that I'm giving.
Yeah.
Trying not to, bless her heart, but I've had to laugh.
Gotcha. He says, he follows up saying, if they ever did a sequel, then Jenks and Emma should team up. They'd be a good
Totally.
team. Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Hugmere writes, what character role did you have the greatest difficulty getting into?
Jenks.
Yeah.
Jenks, because there was nothing on the page, exactly as you said earlier, there was nothing for an actor to usually pick up on in the character at all.
Yeah.
The other ones have all, you know, been vastly easier in that way.
Yeah. Rand came in. You came in a little late, Rand, so he's asking about Dark Code, but if you come back and watch Rupert talks about it, and they've been working hard, and now it's
coming.
Yeah. Do you have a guesstimate of when it might be? No. Okay.
No, it wouldn't be fair to Andrew.
No.
Who's working away on it as and when he can. You know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it'll be out this year.
It's a great title, by the way.
That's Craig. That was all from Craig. Yeah.
I like the title.
We wrote it together, and Emily came in and started working on the puzzles, and we sort of evolved it.
Yeah, excellent. Emily, speaking of,
there we go.
Writes, how much did you guys corpse on set? Were there a lot of takes?
Yes and no. I don't know this actually. A lot of laughs, but you didn't laugh for too long because you had to get on with it.
Yeah, right.
You know, you had to just kind of pull yourself together and crack on.
And especially when you're on a low budget and every single moment means something, and especially for someone like Tim, who's probably putting a lot of his own, you know, it's as fun as these sets can be, they really have to be chiefly about getting the work done so that you're you know, you always hear about people.
Focused.
Yeah.
There were never very many people on set. You know, it was usually me and the other actors that day.
Right.
Or two at most. You know, Tim. Sometimes separate sound. One day we had two cameras. You know, on the Paul Darrow day, but that was because of him.
Yeah.
They were all very. I do remember sometimes where, you know, because you've been shooting all day, just the three of us, Tim, John, and I, would be laughing hysterically for a minute or so. But you get it out of the system and you get on with it.
Gotcha. Zuki wants to know what the difference between, or how did you find doing the shape-shifting detective in comparison to Contradiction?
Right. Well, Shapeshift was a character. You know, he had motivations. He had interests and involvements with the characters, and there was more on the page. So and there was a sort of storyline for him. You know. So yeah, it was really nice to do. It was nice to do something, and you know, it was to be played more straight.
Right.
Which was nice to do.
Well, it seems to me like listening to Shapeshifting, that's Diavecchi Studios, right? That's Tim Cowles, right? And so it seems to me that there is a UK explosion in terms of really tackling the FMV world.
Oh yeah,
Sam Barlow making these. Have you seen or heard anything about his games, Her Story?
Well, no, because I'm not okay. Well, Her Story, I think, came out not long before Contradiction.
Yeah,
and
around the same time.
At the time, it was Her Story and Contradiction that were basically kind of credited with kicking off FMV again.
Yeah.
And showing that the technology is now here that we can do some high res streaming video.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. The text caught up. So it was certainly around, but this was in the early days when I was kind of learning about games and just spending all my time going, what the hell?
Yeah, it's great because it does feel like there's a, when I talked with Sam, what was fascinating is that in some ways movies are becoming more and more like games. When you look at the Marvel films, they're just they're so big and cartoony, and they've lost.
Terrible. Yeah.
And some games are now starting. So his game, especially, Telling Lies, and the one that's about to come out, has a more sort of independent film kind of feel to it, character oriented, slow pacing, real opportunity for some of the actors to really stretch themselves, almost avant-garde in some way. And so it's so fascinating that games and movies are kind of taking
absolutely.
changing.
There's this new thing evolving in the middle, which is the fusion of both, much as television was kind of the fusion between film and theater in its early days. It's that kind of process, and it's fascinating. I mean, the ones that I'm working on, the one I've been writing today, very character based, very story based, very much branching narrative, but with various kind of more game elements in it. You've got to solve a puzzle at some point, then it goes graphic, and then you get that right, you come back to the actors, and we carry on doing some branching narrative stuff, and comedic.
Yeah.
With hopefully some quite strong ideas and some hopefully quite nice production going on. Yeah.
All right, let me see a couple more things, and I will let you go, my friend. Was Night Shift British too? I don't know if that's Joseph. Emily. Other people are kind of talking about. I'm not sure if it's the same Emily that is your friend or not. They remind me of the old ones. So I think that people are commenting on all the cool stuff that's out there right now. How did you come up with the gameplay of At Dead of Night? I think it's a very interesting adventure, by the way, as Contradiction.
I didn't come up with any of that. Tim Follen made it. It's nothing to do with me.
Gotcha. Michael,
I get the credit.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
Gotcha. Oh, Emily, it is your friend, Emily. Sorry about that. Michael wants to know, he says, what's the best way to follow the development of Dark Code? Is there a website or is there a...
Right, no, there isn't a website. They're on Twitter. Really.
Twitter? Okay.
That's where we do most of our stuff, because that's where most of the marketing that we've done on games has been one-to-one, and it all started for me, certainly, on Twitter.
Yeah.
People started following me after Contradiction came out, and I was going, what? So kept it there. And there is a Dark Code account on there. There will be new. I mean, what we don't want to do is promise things and not be able to deliver. Again,
absolutely.
Because this is a COVID project, it's taken far longer than we expected. But there it is. So when we have something concrete to tell you, believe me, you'll hear us breaking the sound barrier.
Okay, sounds good. Well, speaking of games, Fogtown series. I'm not sure if that's Sean, but it's somebody from Fogtown is joined us, and he writes, looking forward to working with both of you fine gentlemen. So for those of you who may not know, both Rupert and I have been asked to take part in a really exciting project with hand puppets, and it is just one of the most unique things that they're putting together. It's a TV series with a companion sort of live interaction gameplay as well, and Rupert and I were asked to provide voices. Looking forward to they're in the middle of their funding campaign, and we're all hoping that will go through. But if you
go and give them some money,
please do. Yeah, Fogtown is going to be really, really cool. So I hope you guys check that out. But yeah, it'll be nice to work with you, even though it'll be. But maybe I think the more I start to talk to the people from the old guard, from the FMV games of yore, and then the newer group. How fun would it be to have some mad genius create a game that used actors from all of those places and
I'm
put it
totally
together?
up for the great FMV mashup. Completely up for that. Yeah.
That would be great.
No
Okay,
one else can
couple
do
more
it.
questions here. Jake says, "Can you say anything about the locations? It really does look like you're just rolling into characters' homes." So that, again, more of the locations on in Contradiction. That village.
It was mostly in Great Bud. I don't think we went into many places in Great Budworth. I think the rest of the houses and stuff were people that we knew, what Tim knew. Yeah, when we went inside. But the Atlas building was certainly paid for.
Great. Jeffrey, thank you for your contribution. And he writes, "Hi, Paul, huge fan. Rupert, you may have answered this already, so apologies. How did you develop the character of Jenks? He's so animated and memorable. It really enhances the game and the story." Yes. So, Jeffrey, you come in a little late. We've talked quite a bit about this. But what I will say in his defense is that because the character as written has no backstory, has no you don't get to know him as a person. What is more than brilliant is that Rupert is able to infuse it with his own. He's just so fun. You are so much fun, and I can see how when they realize that character, that the only way that character we would want to follow that person is if they've brought someone in who brought a great sense of joy and pride to it, and that's what you do pretty much.
Desperation and panic. Absolutely. I'm going to stick to for every single performance I give from now on. Desperation and panic.
There you go. Yeah, that could be your that be your memoir. That'll be your memoir, your next writing project.
Oh,
That'll
my memoir is going to be called "In a Bottle on the Roof." I've decided recently if I ever write one, which I won't.
The bottle on the roof.
In a bottle. It's a phrase that my dad and my granddad used to use for when a kid is being spoiled and goes, "I want such and such. Where is such and such?" In a bottle on the roof.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it came to me recently, and I think it sums up my life perfectly well.
Well, Rupert, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to spend some time with us. And we didn't get very far with the game. We haven't learned too much, but I just looked at it. I've only got 19% progress, so I've got a lot of work to do in this game. But I will let you know. Maybe we bring you back in later in the process, if you wouldn't mind, and then that way you can meet Tori. It would be great to have you come.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So how about once we kind of get near the end, we can bring you in for sort of the finale. That would be really fun.
Right. I'll happily come back for the finale.
That would be wonderful. Well, hey, thanks for everything. I love what you're doing, and best of luck with all your projects. And
thank you, and you.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody.
Thank you to everyone.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
All right. You take care, Rupert. See you later.
See.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Well, that was fantastic and fun. And I'm going to turn this game off now. And thank you all so much for taking the time to join us today. I think we did pretty well with a little bit of glitches here and there, but nothing too bad. I think the game hung in there. Rupert is what a sweet guy. It was really fun. I loved his energy, and like I said, we didn't get very far. We didn't spot any contradictions or liars. I think we all know there's a ton of liars, but we haven't found the contradictions yet. But when Tori comes back, we will do that. So here's just real quickly. Next week, I'm out of town on a conference for my other company, Letters Aloud. We'll be doing a booking conference. So I'm out of town Wednesday. So probably have to push Contradiction off one more week. But we're going to play Secret of Monkey Island this Friday and next Friday. And then we'll be back Wednesdays and Fridays for a while. And then I'm hoping to maybe get started on Sam Barlow's brand new game, Immortality, too. Maybe we can do that. But I can't thank you all enough for joining me today. If you can, please didn't quite get to my goal, my super chat goal or my Twitch goal, but Zuki, thank you. Thank you, Zuki. That was all kinds of awesome fun, as are you. I really appreciate all you guys for coming and doing this stuff with me. I don't know what else to say. It was a great stream, lots of fun. Please check out the Sam Barlow interview. Please check out my new interview with Brad Greenquist. We can talk about why he turned down Curtis Craig, and I get to thank him for that. And you can see that interview starting in about 10 minutes on our Patreon page, and then it'll be available in a couple weeks. So lots of stuff going on. I will leave you with our Patreon donors one more time. I just want to say thank you to you guys for your support. If you'd like to join, it would be much appreciated, and it would only go towards more streams and more interviews and more connecting with awesome people who make games. All right, everyone. Until then, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on Friday. All right, take care.